Going on the maiden voyage.
We're test driving this right now, and I think we're gonna do it. It's a long car.
I thought I'd be helping him drive this, but I don't know.
If it's straight, it's not bad. It's just
So big.
like turning is big.
Maybe once we're not in the city, we live here full time one day. It's
And when we take it, if we take it to New Zealand, you know,
yeah.
ship it to New Zealand. I've never bought a brand new car before, and I never thought that I would buy a brand new car because the car depreciates so much just right when you drive it off the lot. Like used vans like this weren't that much cheaper than a brand new one. I couldn't find any good deals. So it's kind of like, well, I need one, kind of want one right now. I think we're gonna do it, guys. I think we're just gonna pull the plug and just go for it. What's up, guys? I'm Taku.
And I'm Jocelyn.
And this is our 2020 Sprinter van, brand new van that we're building out. And today, what are we doing today?
Building the floor.
We're building the subfloor. So, I've already put in a bunch of all the wood that needs to go in for the support, but let me show you everything I did from the beginning. So I basically just drew out where I think the support beams for the subfloor is gonna go. This could well change, but gives me a rough idea of how much wood I need to buy for the subfloor. So I'm just gonna go with that, just calculate how much I have here, and we'll go buy some wood and insulation for the subfloor. I need to first take this floor off as well and lay the support beams, measure it all out, cut it all out, and then fit all the insulation. There's several bolts here. And I actually had a hard time finding this size bit right here. This is the T45. That's what fits in here. So I was looking at the section with for the power tools, like for the drill for this, but they don't have T45 for that size. It only goes up to 40. I'm thinking this last one, since there's nothing behind it, it's kind of loose like this. I want everything to fit in nice and snug. So I'm thinking just this last one, I'm gonna screw it in. I'm gonna put a nail through here or a screw through here and get this piece just mounted in with the screw so we can get everything to fit snugly. And I just checked underneath this section. This area is pretty clean, nothing under it, but right here there's a gas tank. The gas tank goes from here to here about. So I'm gonna avoid that section. Just go 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5. Screw those in, and I think we'll be good. And cut my last pieces, and that'll be pretty much it. We'll just have to glue everything down after that. Let's go for it. First hole in the van. Make sure this is nice and straight. I'm gonna pre-drill. Did not drill through. Might need a different drill bit. There we go. First hole in the van. I think I need to put some kind of sealant.
So I was wondering.
I think I could do it from underneath too.
Yeah.
Afterwards. I cut it a little on the bigger side so I can make sure it's snug. So it's a little too big still.
Nice. Snuggy.
That's snug. We gotta take this back out. All right,
Gotta clean it
let's
up.
start with that. Okay, before I take them out, I gotta make sure I know what goes where. So right here, I'm just writing 3A for this one, and then so I know where it goes, like that. Let me explain what I did here. I taped off the sections where the furniture is gonna go. So we're gonna have the kitchen counter right here basically, and the sink and the stove here. So it's gonna be in this dimension, so I know where to put the support beams. You know, that's the main reason I wanted to do that, so they have something to make sure that they have something sturdy to be on. And this section is gonna be like our bathroom right here. And it's going to be a cabinet going all the way out here. This whole thing will be a floor, and that'll be that. And we're going to have this L couch right here. That's why this one's marked off, sort of like an L. And basically our bed ends right here. And yeah, so I just marked it off so I know where the heavy weight is going to be basically. So that's supported. By the way, this is day one of our build. This is the first thing that we're doing, mainly because we're waiting on some things to arrive, and I think we can do the subfloor right away. I left this section pretty open because we're not going to have anything on top of here, so that's fine. I did double right here because I think that's where the batteries are going to sit. So extra support for the batteries. Basically this one is where the counter is going to end, so good support there. And I think we're going to be standing here a lot. This is going to be the kitchen right here, right? And so we're going to be standing in front of it a lot, so I figure we'll need some extra support there.
Put it here, 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 here.
Yeah,
here.
only on the high points.
Yeah.
That's the only spot where it touches. Yeah, we'll start from the back first and then work our way forwards. You put the glue and then I'll put some weight on it. I'll get some weight from inside. The liquid nails, that's what we're using to put the floor down. I have some things to weigh it down with. Got my dive belt.
I think we got it all in.
These two are sticking out because, so once we put the floor in, it's only going to come to here. The subfloor, it's only going to come to here. So we're just going to put another piece of plywood right on top of here, and then we're going to have this whole area to use. And then this side is kind of like, you know, where we walk in. So this part we're going to be using. We're going to put another layer of platform right here. And then we'll probably put supports right here too. And then we have a little bit of empty space in here where we can kind of store our shoes. That's the idea anyways. Alright, now we just gotta wait for it to dry. It's pretty good.
Ouch.
Here's our first piece. So I knew that we were going to be putting in some sort of rigid foam board, but I didn't know there was 4 different types of rigid foam boards. So right away I was like, oh my gosh. I was like thinking too much into it. You know, there was just a lot of research to do. So there's 4 different types. Like I said, there's the poly iso, there's the XPS, EPO, and then the RTEC. Basically the EPO one is like the cheapest option. It insulates okay, it's not the best, but it's fine. It's cheapest, the on budget option, that one. Alright, and there's the XPS. XPS, actually I was gonna go with that one, but until I read that XPS is actually really bad for the environment, and the production of it is really bad for the environment. A lot of greenhouse gases produced in the production of that type of rigid foam board. So I said, all right, not that one. And then there's the polyiso, which is I believe also a good one. It's more eco-friendly. And there's also, and then the R-Tech. R-Tech is the one I got because they had the right size. So I would have either gone with the R-Tech or the polyiso, I believe. And I got this one, R-Tech, because I wanted to fit flush with the wood right here. So this foam board is actually 1.5 inches thick, and this is a 2x2, which makes it perfectly flush. And you can see, if you look down here, there's grooves underneath all of the wood here, and you don't want to cover these up because this is good for airflow. It needs that airflow. Make sure that floor doesn't rot over time. So, or if it gets moisture in there, it'll get trapped. But with the grooves underneath here that the van already comes with, that creates airflow. Make sure that that floor stays nice and dry. So, all right. So don't cover those. That's what I learned. And yeah, we're just gonna put the rest of these in, and I think we're good. And we'll put the floor back on, the subfloor, and then that'll be it for today. Hopefully we can get that done. We're gonna start cutting a bunch of these out right here.
Here it is. Here's the insulation and the start of our floor. We're also going to add this. It's reflective tape, and we're going to put this right on the wood.
So what I'm actually going to do now, I'm going to take some tape, and I'm going to mark where these pieces of wood are. So once we put the floor in, we won't be able to see this anymore, but I'll still know where it is if I mark it. So I'm just going to put some tape on it, so I know that now this piece of wood is right here, and I can drill down into it. We're going to repurpose the floor that came with the van and as our subfloor, but that one went under this little black thing right here. But now the floor is too high. So I just cut out some cardboard. So that's just going to fit right there, just like that. And I'm just going to cut this piece, this corner piece, out from that old floor. We'll just have to cover spots like this, because there were several of those spots on the old floor. So I don't know, we'll cut out some pieces or something and just fill that in. Everything I say, just know that I am no expert. I just did a bunch of research just last week, you know, and so we're just going for it. So don't think that I know everything. I don't know a damn thing, really. So if you guys have any suggestions, go ahead, leave them in the comments. Critiques, I know there'll be a lot of those. Go ahead, leave them in the comments. All right.